this is Chris Futrell,
Samantha Kuhn,
Andy Hoffman,
Glenn Kessler,
Amanda Bond, Amy Beckner, and Rebecca Rudin.
and when we're not scheming about how to record group intros from the rooftop bar of the Dahlia Lounge, we're going geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and our whole geeking family!
Great. Chris, Samantha, Andy, Glenn, Amanda, Amy, and Rebecca, thank you so much for that intro. That's an oldie and a goodie that I've played before, but I love the enthusiasm. Hey, Disney World geeks, Curtis Stone here. I am the Podfather, host of this amazing Geekin' family. Welcome to episode 559 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. This week, lots of sweets reviewed with Samantha Carpin and some new things her mom got to try on their Caribbean beach trip to Disney World. And I've been having fun talking and hanging out with friends like Samantha and Chris and Andy, Glenn, Amanda, Amy, Rebecca, reviewing Disney parks and Disney World tips and hacks for over 10 years. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. I started the podcast with my daughter, Lindsay, talking about our Disney World trips. And we bring on our Disney geek friends to tell their trip stories. Our listeners are so positive, caring, generous, and experienced geeks. You'll get lots of ideas and tips for your next trip to Disney World from their real-world experiences and trip reports. We encourage a family atmosphere, and we'd love for you two to join our Geekin' family. We've got an amazing private discussion group in Facebook. Search for Geekin' on WDW Family. You can ask questions, share your trip pictures, and just have fun with one of the best group of Disney World geeks out there on the internet. We're independent Disney authorized travel guides with FTC Elite Travel. We'd love to be your Disney travel guides, help you book your room, tickets, and dining reservations. You'll notice many of our guests on the podcast, like Samantha, book their trips or they transfer those trip bookings over to the travel and tiers. Yeah, you can book your own trips and just real easy transfer that booking over to Mom and Judy. They'd love to talk to you about your adventures going down to Disney World and Universal Studios, do a cruise or Adventures by Disney. Email them at travelandtiaras@gmail.com. You can get their email as well as mine on our website or in the show notes on that app that you listen to this show. Yeah, their email is there as well as mine. Reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you about your adventures to Disney World. Samantha Carpin, she's always reaching out to me to share her recent trips to Disney World. She went with her mom. It was a mother-daughter trip to Caribbean Beach. She loves her sweets, so get ready. You got chocolate caramel pretzel cookie and citrus swirls. First time, I believe. You'll hear what she thought of the citrus swirl. Kitchen sink cookie. Punzel sundae. And of course, she goes to Gideon's Cookies to try out the cookie of the month, which was the Eternal Flame. I got that one myself for Margita. On my last trip, Pizza Ponte, Swirls on the Water, some great Disney Springs restaurants, Bar Riva, Salt and Straw, the Flower and Garden food booths, the Bison Burger at Geyser Point. Yeah, that's famous. We are going to review Mom's first things and favorites, tips and favorite treats, and her favorite moments, including the Garden Rocks concert series, which I love. Now, I know why Samantha and all my Geekin' family friends are so sweet. It's all the sweets they consume on their trips to Disney World. She was in Disney World for New Year's, and then she got back there in February. I'm wondering, probably bled into March. Maybe she's going to be there every month this year, like my friend Bubba did last year. But please give a warm Geekin' family welcome to Samantha Carpin. Hey, Samantha.
Hi, Kurt. Hey, geeks.
Welcome back. How you doing?
I am doing good. Not as good as I was doing a couple weeks ago, but apparently you got an adult and stuff like that.
You got the flu, didn't you?
I did. It hit me like a truck when I
Wow.
got back. I literally just unpacked my suitcase.
Wow. Well, the good news is you weren't sick while you were at Disney World, right?
Thank God.
Yeah, that's the worst. Been through that a few times, but so glad you reached out to me once again. I'm wondering, what was your goal this time? The last time I called your trip the cookie trip.
Well, I'm pretty much that's now my thing is I'm trying to I have this like goal of on every trip I try to have a few new cookies and ice cream or ice cream adjacent, Dole Whip, whatever. Because like it's any of the geeks who know me know it's no secret I have a major sweet tooth.
We love it. We love that you can tell us about all the treats you experienced and looked out for. And I picked up on, I remember I messaged you when I was down there in
Oh yeah, but
January.
the num num cookie.
Yeah.
I want to go get that now, and since it's warm, and then run to Hollywood Scoops and get like a scoop of vanilla ice cream and put that on top. I should have done some my last trip because I would have had someone to share with. Because Lord knows I can't do that all by myself, but I'll have to make someone go with me.
I just remember I had it probably on my must do list. I'm trying to catch up later in my trip, and I'm in Hollywood Studios and I'm going, I know Samantha told me about this num num cookie, but I don't think I ever asked her, where do I get it?
I think I've inadvertently become like the snack guru or something because a couple nights ago, Rob Maderi messaged me. It was like, where can I find popcorn at Disney Springs? And I'm like, well, I know there's like regular carts, nothing really special. Like you can get like different flavored popcorn, chocolate or caramel corn or kettle corn or cheddar popcorn and just like the bags at World of Disney. You can probably find it at Candy Cauldron or Goofy's Candy Company too.
I love how we got experts in every possible area of Disney World, and we can reach out and get instant answers, especially when I need to know right now. She gets right
Yes.
back to you. It's awesome. All right, let's take a look. Who'd you go with?
I went with my mom this time.
Nice.
It's becoming an annual thing for us now. This is the third year in a row that we've gone around like the February, March time.
Is she a big fan of Disney World also?
I wouldn't say she's a big fan. She's a big fan of getting away from the snow. And it just so happens that she has a daughter that goes to Florida a lot. And it just so happens that the only place in Florida she goes is Disney World. So she's just like, you know what? I don't like it as much as she does, but I guess I'll go.
There are worse places to be in the winter. Yes, I can't wait. It was cold here. We got another week here. It's just not warming up yet. So I'm ready for spring. I think tomorrow is the first day of spring. So was it spring Flower and Garden Festival?
Yeah, that opened actually while I was down there on the 20th.
I did look it up because I was editing an episode and we were saying, I think the Flower and Garden Festival is starting now. I didn't know the
Yes.
date. Good. I want to hear about that. And where'd you stay?
We stayed at Caribbean Beach.
Is that a favorite of yours?
Actually, no. Actually, my mom and I have both come to the consensus that our favorite that we've ever stayed at is Port Orleans Riverside.
I thought you were going to say that.
We just really enjoy the vibe of that resort. It's just nice and tranquil. It's nice to go for a walk in the morning and really quiet. The only thing it's missing is the Skyliner.
They're both moderates. So have you stayed at all the moderates?
No, I haven't stayed at French Quarter or Coronado.
Okay. So the two, you're liking Port Orleans better than Caribbean Beach.
Yeah. But I think the next time she comes down with me, she wants to stay at Pop. That's the first we've ever stayed at. But she's not so much of a geek as we are, where she's because one time I was like, oh, let's go to this resort and visit this resort and look look at this theming and this theming. And she was like, Samantha, they all look the same to me.
Doesn't that break your heart?
A little bit. I'm just like, oh, you're killing me, woman. You
Yes.
don't care that there's that little hidden Mickey in the corner of there that you have to squint to see. You don't care about that?
That's why our community relates to each other so well. We do care about those things.
Absolutely.
It endears us to each other.
Because we get it. We're all the same kind of weird.
We call them geeks. Not weird. Endearing. All right. You popped into Epcot. Let's hit some of the food first and talk about all your treats. Let's get them right after. I see the chocolate caramel pretzel at Caramel Cooch.
Yes. And I'm a junkie for anything chocolate covered pretzel. And I saw this in however the heck you pronounce it, a couple trips ago. And I was just like, okay, I need to get that at some point. And I happened to pop into Epcot on our first day because whenever I go on my trips, I usually just do a grocery order for like my breakfast and lunch, and I like sandwich for lunch and stuff like that. And on this trip, we were like, you know what? Instead of getting a loaf of bread in our grocery order, we really love just that baguette from France. So every couple days, I just went to Epcot and went to the bakery in France and grabbed a baguette, and we put our sandwiches on that. So I happened to go in there and get our first baguette of the trip. And I was just like, you know what? I'm in Epcot. I can't be here and not walk around World Showcase. And I was like, oh, Caramel Couche, you can mobile order. So I was like, oh, we'll just mobile order that cookie that I had made on for a while.
Oh, you consider that a cookie? The caramel pretzel? Is that a cookie?
Well, yeah, it's a caramel pretzel cookie. It's a cookie with pretzels and chocolate and
Yummy.
caramel in it. Or it's drizzled in caramel, but yeah.
I like that too. Yeah, there's something about pretzels and chocolate. You're right. I agree. Love that. I'm just going to hit all the little food things you do. Cuban sandwich at the Centertown Market, which is at the resort.
Yeah. We had been up since 3:00 in the morning. And with traveling and all that, our eating had been like a little out of whack. We hadn't really eaten an actual meal yet. And it rolled around 5:00, and we were at that point where we're just like, we're like, you're so hungry, but you're also so tired that you don't know you're hungry. So you just feel sick. So we were just like, okay, let's get like some actual food and not just random crap. So we just grabbed something at Centertown Market, and I think my mom was in bed at 6 or 7 that night. And me being me, I was like, okay, well, Magic Kingdom's open till 11. So I'm going to go to Magic Kingdom.
Wow. That's hardcore.
I have a problem, but it's okay.
And I did notice now I was just saying this to Tony Ann. I was disappointed on my trip. I didn't see the citrus swirl. It had the orange swirl. You sure that's the citrus swirl for sure? Can you confirm?
I think you got to tell them. You got to say it to them.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's like a secret menu item.
That is crazy. Why? Well, this was your first one. What'd you think?
I was a fan. I love orange cream. I grew up every summer going to Ocean City, Maryland for our family vacations. And there's an ice cream place that we always went to where we get an orange cream swirl. So that's really nostalgic for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, the Dole Whip must be good. Let's know that.
Those are all good.
It did not disappoint.
Yeah.
I've yet to meet a Dole Whip I didn't like. Later in the trip, I found a Dole Whip that didn't like me.
Oh, really? How come? What's not to like?
No, I liked it.
Yeah.
But let's just say if something is green but is not a vegetable or a fruit, I'm not putting it in me anymore.
Oh, they had a green one?
It was like a pistachio swirled with chocolate. It was called a St. Patrick's Day cone. It was over at Swirls on the Water in Disney Springs. And pistachio and chocolate swirled together in one of those weirdly colored cones that they are wont to do with some fancy stuff on it. I don't know if you're going to be able to keep this in the podcast, but let's just say it was the same color coming out as going in, and it came out a lot.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like they say Montezuma's revenge. This was Walt Disney's revenge.
It can happen. All right, moving right along. I see the kitchen sink cookie, a kitchen sink cookie at the Contempo Cafe. I've never heard of that one.
That was really good. I don't even remember all it had in it. I know it had chocolate in it and probably like some toffee bits and just, as they say, everything but the kitchen sink.
Was it good then? Did it rank?
It was pretty much, the same with Dole Whip. I haven't met a cookie I didn't like, just some that I like more than others. But that was really good. It was nice and moist as opposed to, say, the chocolate pretzel caramel cookie. That one was a little bit more biscuit and not as moist. Like that's more one that you done into coffee or tea or something like that.
And I see Mom had to have fish and chips at the UK, and you're apologizing to Kevin.
I know he's gonna be like, that's not proper. It's not proper fish and chip.
I don't know. I thought it's pretty proper. Good size.
It's good. It tastes good to me after a long day. I'm not gonna complain until I have proper fish and chips over in the UK if I ever make it over there. And then I can make that judgment.
He gave me a hard time for going to see Spam-A-Lot. And I don't know if he's not a fan of Monty Python, but this is where we part our ways, Kevin and I. So I'm not worried about his fish and chips either.
Well, you'll have to see. Well, we have that. It's not Zoom anymore. We're doing that meeting about the New York meetup. We can ask him tomorrow if he likes Flying Circus and the Holy Grail.
Yeah, I'll go have to
and
get
see if he just doesn't like.
He'll just make a face.
In general.
I know he'll make a face. He won't give me an answer. So Split the Rapunzel Sunday Storybook Treats.
So that was over in Magic Kingdom. It's this big thing that I've been wanting to try, but it's just too big for me to tackle by myself. As if you saw the picture, it's pretty big. It's lemon Dole Whip swirled with mixed berry soft serve over a shortcake kind of thing, and it's topped with berries and a couple dots of whipped cream, and that's all good stuff. If it's got berries in it, want it.
Yes, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it was really good because we had to go over to Magic Kingdom because Mom had never seen Happily Ever After, so she needed to see that for the first time.
Fantastic. What'd you think of Happily Ever After?
I think she liked it.
Yeah.
I think she liked it better than Enchantment. She has good judgment.
Okay. That's a big popular one for sure.
Yeah. And I don't know what was going over me during this trip, but Happily Ever After always makes me like teary eyed. A lot of people say, oh, that show makes me cry. And I saw it twice on this trip, and I don't freaking know what happened to me. I positively was sobbing during this show. Not just, misty eye. I was literally going,
oh, wow.
And
why is that? What is it about that show that?
I don't know. It just like really gets me in the feels. On this trip, I was really paying attention to the projections and trying to find things I'd never seen before. And there were just certain projections along with the music that it just really got me. During the one part from Hunchback, where he's like singing out there, and then you see a projection of him ringing the bell. There was something about that really got me. And then there was the Moana part, and then there were a couple of projections. I think it was during like You'll Be in My Heart or something, where they showed like different characters hugging other characters that passed on at some point in the movie, like Moana hugging her grandmother, Miguel hugging Mama Coco. And Coco, I was just like, that one always, anything Coco always just like,
wow,
makes me a mess.
This doesn't surprise me one bit. I can remember doing a dessert party with a group of geeks and watching my friends get pretty emotional over this. So I'm not surprised one bit. You would fit right in. I had no doubt. I'm glad it's back. It's very popular.
Oh my God, yeah.
Gideon's Cookies. You made it to Gideon's. Did you wait long in line, and what did you get?
No, I only waited like a half hour. I never, if the wait time they tell me is over a half hour, then I just saying I'll come back. It's fine. We got the monthly cookies there, which was this Eternal Flame one. It was like dark chocolate with some cherries and had some cayenne pepper in it. That was all from my mom. She wanted to try it. I took one bite and then I said, this is all yours.
Oh,
I do not want any more of this.
That is really interesting because I was there with Wendy Fox. We had a virtual queue that was like a 5-hour line that we were able to cut down to, I think, 3 hours. And after our ice cream, we went over. She was getting cookies. I ended up getting that one. Margita really likes chocolate with berries, like anything chocolate with berries. That's her thing. So when I saw cherry with the chocolate, oh, she's going to really like that. But then you go, cayenne? I don't know.
Some people like a little bit of spice in the dessert. And I love spicy food. I'm that type of person where if my nose isn't running and it doesn't hurt a little bit, it's not spicy enough, but don't put it in my dessert.
Yeah, I was really concerned.
I want to be dying of diabetes when I have dessert.
I understand. That's why I was concerned, but I ended up getting her a triple chocolate. So I got one of those, and I think it was a triple chocolate, just in case she didn't
Mhm.
like that one. But she liked it.
Yeah, she was telling me that she liked it.
Hmm.
And I said, well, hey, good for you.
I'm
People
glad.
must like it.
Double win for me.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And then I also got one called Strawberry Delight, which is just like strawberries in the, or like a strawberry flavored dough or something like that, and then chocolate. And that was so good.
Oh, good.
Like the
Strawberry with
strawberries
chocolate.
and strawberries are my favorite fruit.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
so strawberries and chocolate is always a win for me. If I see something with strawberries and chocolate, I am putting that in my face. So I definitely had to get that one. I wish I had gotten more than one to put in my freezer, but maybe they'll have it next year.
You just got the two?
Yeah, because I knew that we were gonna still be there into March. And every month they have a new cookie. So I was like, well, maybe they're gonna have a cookie that I want to get for March. And lo and behold, they did. So I actually went to Gideon's twice on this trip. They had a peanut butter chocolate swirl cookie for March. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to try that one.
I like that. That's peanut butter and chocolate. Reese's is one of my favorite candies.
Yeah, and I only recently in the past couple of years have started to like peanut butter. All through my childhood, I hated it. I would not eat it. And then one day, a couple of years ago, I was just like, I'm just gonna try peanut butter again, just to see. And now I love it.
Did you get another one too?
Well, yeah, I got. Well, those were like the three. I got the Eternal Flame, the Strawberry Delight, and the peanut butter one.
Didn't take any home with
Because I
you?
knew that I was all by myself in 8 days, plus all the ice cream. No, what I do is with the cookies, what I'm holding with the cookies is I try it, have a couple bites, and then I always bring freezer bags and or Tupperware containers. I put it in the container and then I put it in my luggage and I bring it home and put it in my freezer so that I can have a little Disney treat even when I'm at home.
You got any left?
I have a hunk of the strawberry Gideon's cookie left and a hunk of a cookie that I got at Summer House at the end of my trip.
Summer House. Had you been there before?
Yeah, I went there on my last trip
Oh, okay.
and they have a big old bar of cookies. So that's one that's okay. I got to go there. I got to go there every trip so that I can try a couple of new ones every time.
So you went there this time?
Yes. And I got a apple oatmeal and then a cookies and cream Rice Krispie treat.
All good.
And that was like probably the best Rice Krispie. Yes. All good. All good things.
Where is that one located? The Summer House.
That is like right across from Salt and Straw near where Cirque du Soleil is.
Okay. Isn't there a donut place around there?
Yeah, Everglades.
Yeah, Everglades.
That
one,
is, yeah.
I missed that one on my last trip.
Yeah, I've never been there. I'm not really much of a donut person, except for beignets.
Here's a place I've always wanted to try. Pizza Ponte in Disney Springs.
Pizza Ponte is very good.
Oh, good. What'd you have for pizza?
We got a big Roman, that big old cheese slice. Because I even heard Tony Ann say that Samantha Carpin said that it was pretty close to New York pizza.
Good.
So that's pretty high regard right there. And we tried this other slice that was more Sicilian style. It was parmicotta, which was just like ham and some ricotta cheese. And that was also really good. And we're very picky with our pizza because we're not just going to get like a Domino's and okay, this gets the job done, but it wasn't that good. Because at least my mom, she always gets her dough balls for her homemade pizza from an Italian grocery in our hometown. And that is honestly the best pizza that I have regularly. So it's got to be really good. And I also like my pizza well done too, like almost burnt.
Okay. They have a wood-fired pizza there?
I don't know if it's wood fired. They put it in the oven, but it's good.
I love pizza. And I love to hear that it's like New York style. It's one of my favorites too. So you got Dole Whip sampler at the Swirls on the Water. We're still down at Disney Springs.
Yeah. 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 Every couple of months, they come out with a new sampler. And this one of the ones that's always in the sampler is the traditional like OG pineapple mixed with vanilla soft serve. And then the other ones were cherry and lime mixed together and lemon and cotton candy mixed swirled together. And I was skeptical about the lemon and cotton candy one, but actually it really works because of the tartness of the lemon and then the sweetness of the candy.
Mm.
Like they balance each other out really well, I found.
I was looking down farther on your list. I was reading up on Bar Riva, which has been a favorite of geeks over at the Riviera. That would have been really convenient for you guys too, because you're a Caribbean.
Okay, so here's the thing with Bar Riva. The food there is very good. The service is not. You have to basically beg them to take your order. But I always went back because I love that burrata. But I think I'm going to take a break from it for a while, unless I'm with a group of people that want to go there, then I'll go. Because it took them 15 minutes just to give us some water. And then they're 15 minutes to come take our order. And then 15 minutes later, they said, okay, your food will be out there. Your food will be out soon. We're just like, okay, cool. It was another half hour. And I'm fine. I'm fine with waiting for, I'm fine with waiting for my food. I'm not that person who like wants it out right now. But don't say it's going to come out when it's going to be another half hour. That's
Right.
just, and then my mom was basically, we were there for only an hour and a half just to get a cup of salad. And it was busy, but not holy crap busy. And then my mom was just like, I'm just going to pay with cash. I'm going to make sure that I have enough, that there's enough in there for a tip because I don't want to get from my card. And then she got food poisoning from there.
Wow. Wow. That's bad. She was sick that night?
Yeah. She got sick that night, and we had two different kinds of salad. I had the burrata salad. She had a great salad chicken, and she said very shortly after dinner, her stomach started to feel a little
boy.
and she was feeling it through the next afternoon.
Okay.
So she said, "I'm not going back there."
Wow. I'll tell you, we just had the lounge poll that Chris Butrell did. And Bar Riva's pretty popular, so this is going to be tough on some people.
Yeah.
But this happens. You never know.
Yeah, like things happen. You have a bad experience, and it puts a bad taste in your mouth for a while. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I've had that happen, and I've gone back and had a good experience. So you never know. Salt and Straw. I was there, like I said, with Wendy. It's an interesting menu, isn't it?
It is. The really cool thing about it is they want you to sample. Yeah, like most ice cream places that do offer samples, it's more just like, okay, sample one or two and then let me know what you want. I don't really want to actually give you these samples. But they're like, yeah, sample everything.
It scared me because there's a bit of a line and I saw people sampling. I'm wondering, oh boy, this could take a while without everyone sampling, but it ended up being okay.
The line moves pretty well, I find.
Yeah. Did you have something there you liked?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact name of it. It was some sort of chocolate almond bar type of thing. Yeah, it was good. It had chocolate in it, so I was happy.
That seems to be a theme.
I only like dessert, just a little bit.
Well, like we were saying, the Flower and Garden Festival started up. Was it crowded early on in the festival? Did you notice? Yeah. Were you there on the weekend?
Well, I went there opening day just to see how crazy it was on an opening day with my own eyes. And there were a couple points I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. And then other times where I said, all right, I got to get out of here.
I see you got a bunch of Flower and Garden food booths.
Yeah, the nice thing about having someone with you is you can try a lot more things than you can when you're by yourself because you can just split them.
Yeah. Tell me the highlights from the food booths.
A couple of my favorites were the honey mascarpone nitro cheesecake from the Swirl Showcase.
Well, what flavor is that?
Well, it's just cheesecake and they toss in liquid nitrogen, freezes it, and they put some honey and berries on it.
Yeah. Yummy. I love cheesecake.
Me too. I really liked this Mediterranean flatbread that we got in Morocco. Connections Cafe has this Nashville hot honey chicken sandwich that we split. That was really good.
Well, that's something that's regularly on that menu at the Connections.
Oh, no, that's just for Flower Garden.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
And then the refreshment port. I always get refreshment port and refreshment outhouse mixed up. Anyway, the refreshment port where they have the poutines and stuff like that, they had this Impossible buffalo chicken poutine. It was all plant-based. And I've had Impossible buffalo chicken before, but it always just blows my mind that if you just gave this to me, not telling me that it was completely plant-based, I would not have known.
That's cool. So you really liked it then?
I really liked it. Instead of over fries, this was over tater tots, which was interesting. Or potato barrels. That's what they call them. Disney.
Sounds good.
It was. I was quite a fan.
You went to Geyser Point and
We
had the
did.
bison burger. Is that the best burger on property?
Easily.
All
That's easily
right.
the best burger I've had in my life.
No kidding.
It's so good. I even
Changed your
thought
life.
I'm a sucker for bison, and there are other things on that menu that I want to try, but it's just, I think I was also just craving a good burger that day, and I'd been craving a burger for a couple of days, but I was just like, pretty sure we're going to Geyser Point at some point, so I want to hold out for that bison burger.
I'm glad to hear you enjoyed that. That Geyser Point is going to make the Final Four. I was reading today in
I
Chris's poll.
saw that.
Does it deserve it?
It's getting my vote.
Yeah, gonna make the Final Four. I wonder if it'll finish even higher. It's got a chance. It's such a great atmosphere. Good food.
I think it's going to be that between that and Nomad. So that's like
Yeah, people really
a
love
hard
Nomad.
one because really love Nomad.
That is a huge one with us for sure. A lot of good memories there too.
When we had about 50 people in there during G3, we filled up that whole main space of it.
It is kind of crazy and fun. And watch the other guests giving us the stink eye while we're taking up all the space. I'm looking at some things
They were getting our money.
You had some more stuff at Epcot. Honey glazed cauliflower.
Oh, yeah, that was good. It was over this carrot puree, and I actually wasn't a big fan of that. It was a little too sweet for something that's supposed to be savory.
Okay.
But like it was good, and it was like a nice, more light thing. And then, when we were eating that, so one of the other dishes at the Honey Bistro is the chicken and waffles. So it's like this like waffle that's made with some sort of corn batter, and then you get like a pizza chicken about yay big. And one of the Disney someone got one of those and brought it over to where they were, and they were sitting on this ledge or whatever, and there was a duck hanging around, just whatever. And then the duck just comes over and snatches the piece of chicken off and starts eating it. And I'm like, that actually just happened.
Were you with Rob Madeira when it happened?
I was not.
Oh, I had this conversation with somebody. I thought it was with Rob. Someone had a bird steal something. It reminds me of Wildwood, New Jersey with the seagulls.
With the seagulls getting all up in your...
Yeah. They were notorious for steal. I saw them steal a steak off a grill once. That was like, wow. And try to fly away with it, which wasn't easy to do for a steak as big as the seagull. That's what it reminded me when I heard a duck stealing chicken from...
Birds are freaking lawless.
They look so cute and innocent when they're walking around. I'm shocked at them. They're stealing.
It's the most thing is it's the cute and innocent animals that are the worst. I own a rabbit.
Yeah,
they
right.
look good. They look like they don't do anything. No, they're the spawn of Satan.
Well, I think I covered. Did I miss anything? I see one. I mean, I love the Earl of Sandwich. Did you enjoy your sandwiches at the Earl of Sandwich? That's always been a favorite of mine.
Oh, yeah. I always enjoy Arla sandwich. They got a crazy sandwich, so tomatoes and mozzarella. I'm there.
Some good creative ones over there, too. Yummy.
Yeah, one of these days, I'm going to try the holiday turkey sandwiches. Just haven't gotten myself to actually do it.
That's Margita's favorite. That's what she gets when we've been there every time. All right. What was the most fun things you did, Samantha, besides the food, which I always got to cover? Great job on your snacks.
I try. Well, there were just like a couple of things that I knew it was going to be my mom's first time doing. And so I almost feel like a parent taking their child to Disney when I take my mom there because I know what's there. I know what's fun and all that. So I'm just like, well, it's your first time doing this. So I'm so excited to see you see it for the first time. Like Happily Ever After. She went on Tron for the first time.
Oh, wow. What'd you think of Tron?
She liked Tron. She really liked Tron. She said that first launch like really throws you for a loop. And her first time on Tron was at night.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
It's really beautiful at night.
it is. And the thing is we almost didn't make our virtual queue because we got called probably out 50 minutes to a half hour before Happily Ever After. And I really wanted her to see that. So I was just like, all right, Mom, once Happily Ever After's over, we got this. Just grab. I said, I'm just gonna grab you, and we gotta book it over to Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
But that was like a really good night because we thought Happily Ever After. Then we went on Tron, and then we literally walked onto Space Mountain.
Wow, she likes the thrill rides.
Yeah, they mess her up a little bit. She can't. She likes Guardians, but she says she's probably not going to go on there ever again because it made her a little woozy.
I'm with her. Yeah, I think that's why I like Tron because it's thrilling. It's perfect for me. It's a lot of people don't like because it's short. It's perfect for me.
Yeah, I like it. It's two very different experiences.
For sure.
Most people will say Guardians has more rewritability because you don't know what song you're going to get. But for her, Tron has more rewritability because she can get off of that and not be like, okay, I need a break.
We do have a few people in our camp that agree with your mom. I see something that same day. You finally saw the Hatbox Ghost in Haunted
Yes.
Mansion. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that was really cool. I was glad to see that.
Such a nice enhancement. So cute.
And it's something that Disneyland has that we finally also have.
Oh, okay. They were first to get it?
Yeah.
Some of us complain they get everything first.
They do. They have Dave Youngward will agree with me. Bring Oswald over here, please.
Oh, where's Oswald? Is he a character walking around?
I know he has a meet and greet. I don't know if he's ever really been. He's one that just walks around, but I don't care what they do. Like how they have him over in Walt Disney World. Just bring him over, please. We love him.
Yeah, he'd be huge hit. He's got his T-shirts and a bunch of different swag items around the parks. We got to bring him for real. Meet him for real.
Absolutely.
Sign some autographs. Speaking of Dave, did you meet up with some other geeks?
Yeah, on our Animal Kingdom Day, we met up with Pat and Sandy Collins and Kaylee Stuns and her husband and father-in-law. And she went on Everest for the first time. She was so scared, but we got her to come on with us.
What'd Kayleen think of that?
She was like freaking out, but I think she'll do it again.
So congratulations, Kayleen. Good job.
Yay.
Hooray. Yeah, give a fantastic. That's a good fun people. How'd you meet up with them?
Sandy just messaged me and said, we're going to be on property about the same time. What day are you doing? What parks? And we just decided we'll be up at Animal Kingdom on, I think it was the Thursday that we were there. And we hung out for a while, went on some rides.
Kayleen just happened to be there?
Yeah, Kayleen was there. She also messaged me and she said, oh, we're going to be on Animal Kingdom on Thursday. I said, so are we. So
nice.
Mini Geek Meet. Yeah. And we saw Lion King.
Fantastic.
Always a good show. And then the next day, we just happened to run into Scott and Karen and Dave and Veronica in Epcot.
You got some time to hang around Epcot with those guys.
Yeah, we were talking for a while. And then we happened to be near Norway. So we had to take an obligatory Naked Elsa photo. And then I had to explain to my mom what Naked Elsa is.
Can you explain to everybody? Some of us hardcore know what that is.
So there's a statue in Norway of a woman running and it looks like she ain't wearing no clothes. And since it's Norway and Elsa is big in the Norway pavilion because of Arendelle and it's like in that Scandinavian era, we just call her Naked Elsa.
I don't know what to say.
And then I know Tony Ann's son, Michael, we take a picture where we're covering our eyes, and that's for Michael because he covers his eyes when he sees naked Elsa or something like that.
That's where that comes from.
That's what Veronica said.
What do you think your favorite moment for your mom was?
She's that type of person. She would probably just go away and just enjoyed relaxing, being out the cold and being with my girl, because she's one of those kinds of moms. But outside of the sentimental garb, I think maybe Tron was a favorite of hers. I think she
Okay.
really liked Tron.
Did you guys get up early and go hard all till late at night? Because you did some fireworks here.
We did not do any rope dropping. I have actually taken to getting up early, but I don't rope drop because I know that I'm going to be out late at night anyway. But I was probably getting up at 7:30 and just getting ready for the day. And then while she got ready and took her shower and all that, I went for a walk. I did a Kurt Stone coffee walk every morning.
Yeah, that property, I knew it was nice, but it's really pretty stunning with the Caribbean beach property itself, but that Riviera in the distance.
I love it.
Yeah.
During my morning walks, I would usually end up over at Riviera and I just refill my coffee and then my way back over to Caribbean Beach.
Yep. That's what I did too. Whereabouts was your room situated on property there?
We were in Trinidad,
Okay.
like far away from some things that it didn't really bug me. But we were right by Spyglass Grill, which is that outdoor quick service on property.
Okay.
So it's not like we had to make a hike to go refill our coffee or whatever.
That's good.
So that was really nice.
I didn't ask you this to give me a list, but I've been trying to ask people for their favorite tips from the trip. Do you have some tips that kind of stand out that worked for you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, one, I have to censor myself from how I was saying it when we were on our trip, but don't be a butt and clean up after yourself. When we were having our fish and chips in the UK, we were at our table and we saw two groups within 5 minutes of each other leave a huge mess on the table for the custodial cast member to just clean up. And that stuff
I understand.
it makes, oh my gosh, I'm just like,
Doesn't take very long to.
you were on Walt Disney. There is a trash can 5 feet from you at almost any given time.
Yeah.
Put it in there. Not only it takes like 2 seconds to clean up after yourself and throw it in. Yeah. Throw your trash away. Don't be a booty.
I agree with that 100%. I'm the same way.
I thought you might agree with me. And then another must do is stay away from anything unnaturally green that is food.
You had a bad reaction from some unnaturally green things.
Yeah. My mom and I were like quite a pair. We both had days on this trip where we were having GI issues because of something we ate.
I had an issue with the Casey's hot dog.
I've never had Casey's, and I'm afraid it's going to mess with me if I do eat there. But I feel like that's one of those quintessential Disney food that you got to have one day. But I have not gotten myself to eat a Casey's hot dog.
The hot dog is really good. And I'm a big guy, and I pride myself in being able to tackle the large items at Disney World. So I'm a little embarrassed to say I had a hard time finishing that hot dog.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that photo. Was it like that big foot long with the pulled pork on top of it and stuff like that?
That's right. I think I was not that hungry too. I don't recall what. I guess the quick service meal plan was good to me, but I was just that night. Yeah, I was struggling. But it is a very tasty hot dog. It's well done. I would just recommend my tip: split it with somebody. It's definitely splittable.
I looked at that and I did say to my mom, I said, well, if we ever want to have a cheap meal, we can split between the two of us. I found it.
So now we did your top 5 cookies last time. On this trip, which you think was your favorite?
Oh, easily the strawberry one.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
That one's easily my favorite.
I was going to say that chocolate caramel pretzel sound pretty good. The strawberry one, all right, is the winner. Any other treats that are your favorites now?
Like salt and straw has always been a winner, ice cream wise. Haven't it? And I've never had anything bad from there. Just as I said, I've never had a Dole Whip I didn't like, but I still think probably the original pineapple reigns supreme so far.
Not surprising.
They're all good. Oh, and that cheesecake was really good too.
The nitro, does that make it better?
It made it different. It was like a different mouthfeel.
Was there any pixie dust moments on this trip?
To me, just being on property is pixie dust.
Well, that's for sure. Any other moments or stories from you were hanging out with Mom?
Well, since she met some geeks and crushers, after we met with some people, she was just like, all your friends are my age. It's like, okay.
Well, that crew that you did meet up with, that is a true statement.
It's like, well, then that means you can also get along with them.
Is that, she's saying that that's weird? That
No, she doesn't think it's weird. She's like, as long as you have a good time, it's fine.
That's cool. Hey, all right. Well, any memory going to stick with you from this trip?
Well, as I said, happily ever after just really hit me in the feels on this trip. I think that's a show that's just really it's gonna stick with me throughout all of my days as like a Disney person. Oh, my mom saw Luminous for the first time too.
Right.
I think she liked it. Though we are both in agreement that we liked Harmonious better. Okay.
Whereabouts were you watching Luminous from?
We were right in front of Italy.
I think that's a good spot.
A perfect spot because you can also see Spaceship Earth in the background.
Right.
So it was actually perfect. I think that's like going to be my spot for Luminous.
Yeah, I've seen it twice. The first time I was behind a tree a little bit. Maureen and I, there was a bunch of us friends were there. We were just hanging there because we were talking and weren't really paying attention about our spot, I think.
I wasn't paying attention to the spot either because we had been watching one of the Garden Rocks concert. I remember who it was. It was the second lead singer for Chicago.
Oh, well, having a lead singer from Chicago. So were they doing the Chicago rock band music? Not Peter Cetera. You know I love the Garden Rocks concerts.
Oh, it was Jason Schaff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's not touring with them anymore, I don't think. Was he doing Chicago music?
Yeah, he was doing Chicago music, which was like, that was a little bit before my time, but I know the music a little bit and it was a fun time. And then a couple of nights later, Richard Marx was playing. So we watched that too.
Okay. I've seen him before. I think I saw him on tour with Ringo Starr. I know I've seen him before. I don't know if it was at Epcot.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. Ringo Starr would tour with what he called his all-star band. And they were people that had hits, a lot of pop hits. And it was always fun because they'd play all their hits and Ringo would do his songs. It was always a fun time. He's good. Richard Marx is good. Yeah, I saw some video. Jen Batchelder, I know, posted, I think, some video from Richard Marx.
Oh, yeah. She saw it the day after we did.
I love, where would you rank the Flower and Garden Festival with all the festivals?
Well, I've only ever been to Flower and Garden and Food and Wine, but I think I like Flower and Garden better. If I ever make it to Festival of the Arts, that'll probably end up topping my list.
Because of the Broadway.
Well, yeah.
You like the arts.
I love me some art.
Yeah, I hear that. Lindsay and I always said that. We love the Flower and Garden Festival better than Food and Wine, which is interesting. I like the topiaries. Did you enjoy all the flowers?
Yeah, I love the topiaries, especially the ones in France because they're Beauty and the Beast, and that has always been my favorite movie. And they have a new one for Coco. It's Dante, and at night it's like projection match.
Beautiful. Samantha, did we get everything from your trip that you wanted to cover?
I think we got all the highlights.
Awesome. When you going back?
Less than a month from now.
So maybe you will hit every month. So far this year you have already.
Maybe. Well, we shall see.
You never know. Don't tempt her. If you ask her to go, she might just say yes, right, Samantha?
Maybe.
Is that how this trip, you're going to meet up with some geeks on your next trip in April?
Yeah, there's like a big old group of them going for Dapper Weekend.
What's the theme?
All I know is purple.
It's the purple theme.
So I have my little crocheted figments, and he's going to get his own top hat.
Yeah, you're still crocheting. I saw, was it Jen Batchelder was wearing one of your crocheted Starbucks coffee koozies.
Yeah, she had on one of her drinks. She was
I
like,
love
you
that.
got to start an Etsy shop. I'm like, I'm working on it. I just got to make sure it's good. Because I have lots of stuff to put on there.
That's fantastic. Well, I hope I get to see you. Maybe you think you can make it to New York for our geek meet there?
Oh, I'm going to try.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. We got to figure out what show we're going to do. So tomorrow night, I want to get the gang together. We're going to start talking about what our plans are going to be for our New York City geek meet. And
Yay.
maybe I'll see you in December, but if I don't see you,
I'm already planning on December.
oh, okay.
I'm about to do some, Susan Cox and I are going to room together again. And we've been talking back and forth about like where we might want to stay and all that fun stuff.
Fantastic. I always love hanging out with you when I'm down in Disney World, and so does Margita. She sends her love to you, and thanks for reaching out to me again. It's always great
no
talking to you
problem.
about your trips, and I love your cookies. Stay in touch, okay?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Thanks again, Samantha. It's so fun. You are sweet, and I love all the sweets talk that you bring to this show. Thank you, my friend, for an awesome trip report. I know a bunch of my friends are going down to Disney World. They're going to be doing the Run Disney event. Can't wait to get them on the show and see how they made out. I know they're doing some Dapper Day. Shout out to my friend Deirdre Watts. Got a package in the mail this week. It's a t-shirt. Now, Margita, Deirdre, and I were at the German Pavilion recently on my last trip. We were going through the souvenirs and shirts and sweatshirts over at the German Pavilion. Almost bought something. Didn't quite find anything. I'm kind of particular on the shirts I purchase. The design's got to really speak to me, and Deirdre did an awesome job finding one. It's interesting that she went back to the pavilion, same spot we were looking for shirts, and found one that is perfect. It's two-sided. It's got the Beer Garden emblem on the front, all black shirt, and on the back, a huge graphic with the tiki-taki, hoi, hoi, hoi in there. And that is one of my favorite places in Disney World. So thank you so much, my friend Deirdre. She's always very thoughtful in sending me things. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Deirdre. Makes me feel good. Someone's listening to the podcast and appreciating what we're doing here. Thank you, Deirdre. Yeah, and if you're a book author or you got a Disney blog, YouTube channel, podcast, you can bring something interesting to the audience here with all my super geeks. Bring some great Disney World tips for beginners. I'd love to have you on the show. Reach out to me, kurt.stone@geekinonww.com. We got a Geek Meet coming up in New York City, getting lots of interest. There's a little Facebook Messenger group doing the planning for that. We're planning on seeing Hamilton, the Broadway show. Definitely do some touristy things like get on a little tour of the Statue of Liberty is one thing I want to do. Get up on a tall building, like Top of the Rock, to get a nice view of New York City. First time Kevin Curtis Allen and his wife Deborah are going to be there on their way through to Disney World on their trip. September 7th, that's a Saturday. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and a little bit on Sunday too. My daughter Lindsay wants to go see some other Broadway shows. So we're going to be there for the whole weekend. But if you'd like to hang out with us that September 7th and maybe into the 8th, just reach out to me. I'll get you into the private Facebook Messenger group to hear all of our plans. And thank you all who book their trips with Margita, my wife, and her good friend, Auntie Judy. They love talking to you guys about your trips coming up to Disney World. If you've already booked a trip within 30 days, you can transfer that booking to them. They love that when you do that, and they love talking to you every time you reach out to them. travelandtiaras@gmail.com is their email. Our agency had a little contest for the beginning of the year, and I believe they won a nice little gift certificate to Disney World. So they do great, all because of you guys that support us, and we thank you so much. That was a great intro from Chris, Samantha, Andy, Glenn, Amanda, Amy, and Rebecca from the top of Grand Destino at the Dahlia Bar. It's an oldie but a goodie, but I'm looking back now because all those birthday intros are complete. If I missed yours and you sent me one in, please let me know. I certainly didn't do it intentionally, but I think I got them all. And I'd love to have some more geekin' intros. They're easy to create on your phone. They're fun to do. Just tell us your name, where you're from, and a fun Disney World fact or two about yourself. You go geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and the whole Geekin' family. Email them to me, kurt.stone@geekinonww.com. Patreon.com is a website where you can pledge a monthly donation to the show, and I really appreciate all of you that do that. I still have some recordings, live recordings from my January trip that I've been releasing, usually towards the end of the week, Thursday, Friday. This past week, the one I released is the Disney on Broadway performance that I saw, hanging out with my friend Stephanie Watson, who was down there on a work engagement. So cool. She always seems to be there when I'm in Disney World. She usually goes down at least once a month for work, and she hung out with me. Marita was tired, went back to the room, and we saw the Disney on Broadway, and then we also watched the Epcot fireworks show, Illuminous. That was the second time on that trip that I saw Illuminous, but from a much better spot. You want to be in a spot where you're looking towards the ball, because the ball gets involved in the show. Great pyrotechnics and, of course, fireworks and music, lasers. I really enjoyed that show. If you'd like to hear the audio, become a Patreon supporter. Go to patreon.com, look for Geekin' on WDW. And I thank you so much for all you who support me through Patreon, because we're committed to helping you enjoy Disney World vacations. Reach out to me if you'd like to do a trip report, book a trip, or review plans for your trips. Thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you, geeks. Keep taking care of each other. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true.